Hi, my name is Ryan Yamura, and I currently am an inspiring software engineer at Game Dev HQ.
My name's Austin McCrell. I'm 28 years old, and I'm a lead software engineer at Game Dev HQ.
My name is Christian Espacio. I am currently working as an intern.
Hey, I'm Dan Schatzeder. I'm 31. I am a lead developer in the ACI program with Game Dev HQ.
So my name is Dylan. I'm 27 years old, and right now I am a software dev / intern at Game Dev HQ.
Yes, my name is Jeff Shaw. I'm 56 years old, and I've been working as a team lead to help deliver the Game Dev HQ course material.
Aloha, my name is Joanne, and in this internship, I have the distinct honor of co-leading the first project team.
Hi, my name is Aaron. I am 40 years old, and I am a gaming software developer intern at Game Dev HQ.
My name is Mar. I am an intern at Game Dev HQ.
What I did before COVID, I worked as a server in a restaurant on the south side of Hawaii. I was a server. That's what I've been doing for quite a long time, either that or working in the tourism industry as a tour guide.
Before COVID, I was a bartender over at Islands Fine Burgers and Drinks.
I was in the service industry. I was bartending and serving food.
Yeah, before I had my own business doing virtual reality experiences for trade shows.
So prior to COVID, I was actually driving for Uber and Lyft.
I was doing two things mainly. Firstly, I worked for the Ronald McDonald House Charities of Hawaii. Seasonally, I would help them with their events. And I was also helping a friend, I guess it's like a freelance consultant who had just recently opened like a really small local business at the Ohana Hale marketplace.
So I was working as a bartender at Islands Fine Burgers and Drinks in Ala Moana, and I was actually working at Aulani, a Disney resort and spa, as a private dining host, a large party specialist, and a bartender.
COVID started affecting me at work right in the beginning, really. It was basically when tourism started shutting down on the island here. They started having people quarantine and stop coming in. At some point, my restaurant decided to close down temporarily because, of course, like we all know, restaurants in Hawaii, a lot of them are, especially on Kauai, are very reliant on tourism, especially in the area I was on Kauai. So we shut down temporarily at first, and everybody was furloughed. And then shortly after, the company informed us that we were going to be closing down permanently. So they are no longer in business here on Kauai.
When COVID hit, I was unemployed at the time. I recently graduated from UH with a bachelor's degree in computer science. I was currently still looking for work.
In March, the original impact, when everybody went into lockdown, we did the standard lockdown. That was until June maybe. So that was 2 months out of work. We opened back up as soon as we could, I think, in June, early June. That lasted until I believe we did another 2-week lockdown in maybe September. I don't remember the month. We did another short lockdown, so we lost our jobs again. The third bump was our restaurant. Finally in November, our restaurant just decided they weren't going to be able to survive.
So for us Uber and Lyft drivers, our customers are basically majority tourists. And so once the travel bans were starting and tourism started to dip, we could really feel it. I'd say probably 99% of my business was from tourists. And so eventually, basically, it was impossible to make any money.
With my friend, basically what I was doing for him for a small business was just like administration, kind of, just kind of a catch-all chick, like HR stuff, like business compliance stuff. So I was happy to help him. And with Ronald McDonald House Charities, of course, I love them. So both of those industries were hit pretty hard. Small businesses, restaurants, do I even need to say it? Like that was the first thing to go. So my friend, he's been struggling. And then for Ronald McDonald House also, when people have to try and make ends meet and they're not sure what their situation is, it's hard to use any extra income you might have to put towards something like charities and nonprofit, so they were also financially hit pretty hard.
But then it started to reach further than we thought. It was like 2 weeks, and things got a little more uncertain, and next thing you know, it was like 7 months, I think, that I was furloughed. So I ended up getting furloughed from both my jobs at Islands and at Aulani. And at a certain point in October, around October 15th, I got the call that my unit, my area at Aulani was actually being eliminated due to the effects of COVID and how they had to lay off a certain amount of people in order to keep the company, fiscally responsible. I tried to take it as it was and see what else I could do. And I still had my job at Islands, and they were actually going to call me back. And that's when I got more bad news that the parent company of Islands on the mainland was actually made the decision to shut our location down. So the week that I was supposed to return, actually, we got a 3-day notice that we were shutting down business.
The market was very sparse. Not a lot of people were looking for like new software engineers. Mostly tech companies were looking for experienced people, not waste their time, I guess, on like fresh batch, like freshie like me. You would think that graduating like would guarantee you, not guarantee you, but at least get you your foot on the door, but that was not the case for me, especially in COVID, where not a lot of people were looking for fresh graduates, I believe. Yeah, I got turned down from a lot of applications.
So it was very tough to get a serving job around here. Actually, it was pretty much non-existent. So I started looking down other paths. It was a very tough time, and I wasn't actually able to get a paying job until I started working with this program. To tell you the truth, I ended up landing a couple month internship, unpaid internship with a company out of California. But other than that, I would send out about 30 applications a week and get a lot of no's. It was kind of a tough time. It was the hardest time I've ever had to find a job.
I came into COVID with actually like a almost zero bank account. I was not prepared for it at all. That would be back in March. By the time financial aid rolled through, which took almost a month for me to get my financial aid, I was having to borrow money from people, get a couple loans from family and stuff just to hold myself over until it came in. Yeah.
It's something that I was always interested in. It was so serendipitous that I think it was 3 or 4 days after Islands announced that it was closing that I actually got offered this opportunity. I often hear as I'm growing older that, when one door closes, another one opens. And this is such a great example of that, because software engineering and through game development is always something I've been interested in.
Well, when I saw the job opportunity for Game Dev HQ, and I came across it in my job search, and for me, I've been working a while to try to get into the software engineering, job industry. I was struggling myself to teach myself how to do it because I didn't quite grasp a lot of the concepts. And for me, it seemed like an amazing opportunity, especially here in Hawaii, where we don't really have those kind of opportunities. So for me, I jumped on it right away as soon as I could.
But yeah, I thought it was a really awesome opportunity where I could teach people and help people kind of develop new skills, while at the same time I got to develop my own skills and learn a new medium of game design, which has been really cool.
I was like, I'm a software engineer. I saw video game development. I love video games. I was like, oh man, that's exciting. And I jumped on the opportunity as fast as I can.
I was really nervous to get started, but I was excited too, because by the time I saw the post for Game Dev HQ, I'd already known that I really, really, really wanted to get into this industry. And at that point, like I mentioned, I'd already been applying, nobody was responding to me at all. So like just to be able to kind of get my foot in the door and be able to code like doing something and like build up my skill set, I was super pumped. Very scared, but super pumped.
All right, so how much did I know about programming prior to joining Game Dev HQ? I knew how to spell the word. I didn't know what C# was, which is the main programming language that we're learning right now. And I had never opened Unity. I have heard of Unity, but I didn't actually know what it was. Learning what Unity is, it is a lot more than just an engine. It's a very powerful tool. So, and where am I at now? Well, I'm about a month and a half into the program, and I have completed 3 games, and I'm working on a project with a project team. Did I think I would ever be this far in a month and a half? Absolutely not. I thought at this point, in a month and a half, I would maybe be completing my first game, let alone completing 3 and working on a projects team on a game that will be published.
So this experience so far has been absolutely amazing. I can honestly say life-changing, right? It helped me grasp a lot of the concepts I was having troubles with trying to teach myself how to do it. But also one thing that really helps me out a lot, the support that you get working with this group of people is priceless. Not only are the videos and the courses that were given extremely detailed and extremely helpful, and it helps you build on knowledge that you had before, but also the community that you're dealing with, anywhere from the heads of the company to the team leads of your teams and other people's teams, but also students that have been through the same problems that you've been through before. You can reach out to them and almost get an immediate response and help. I feel like that was one of the most priceless things about this program, having that community.
I'm so surprised at how much I've learned in the last 2 months. Like with the game development stuff, like I feel like I've learned more in the last 2 months than I probably did in the whole other course that I took, which spanned about like 8 months long. And not just like for myself too, but especially like my teammates who I've seen come into this program who had no coding knowledge, to see like how far they've come is really inspiring, and it's crazy. So I've learned a lot.
Basically before this program, I really didn't know much, or if anything at all. Several years ago, I think my freshman year in college, I took 1 Java course, entry level, and that is about it. And I can't say I remember much or anything from that. And so basically coming in as a complete amateur, and it's crazy. It's only been I think about a month and a half since I've been here, and unfortunately my time is coming to an end. But I honestly feel like with the right amount of time, I could tackle almost any task thrown my way. Here at Game Dev HQ, they've really taught us to be independent programmers. They've taught us how to develop our research skills very well. And so the beauty with this whole open source programming is that the answers are in front of you. You just have to know how to look for them. And so I feel like Game Dev HQ has set us up really well to hopefully continue down this path.
Okay, so the range that I've witnessed of backgrounds coming into this program are from people who have never programmed before in their life. Some of them could barely use a computer, ranging to people who are currently in a computer science graduate program at the university. I'm going to say that this is a very challenging endeavor to take on. So to see the progress that these interns have made in a month and a half is really nothing short of miraculous.
Yeah, we've been having students come with all sorts of levels of background, but usually most people have very little or no background in development whatsoever. But it's really rewarding to see people make progress and seeing their getting their skills and starting to be able to actually command the tool and do things they want, and not just following the course material and going through and doing the lessons and things that they're told, but then taking it to another level and implementing innovative things that they thought of that was not part of the course
They don't know how to double click. We've gone through how to double click and how to right click the mouse with some people. So no matter where they've come from, you can measure their progress just through, if you've had a conversation with them on day 1, you have a conversation with them on day 10 maybe, after you've gone through a few of the initial humps. And once you kind of check on their progress, you can see they're like psyched just to learn the simplest things, like setting up their player, and being able to move their player around the screen in the 2D space shooter. And then of course the people who already have coding experience, they're able to communicate it really easily with you. They're like, oh, I didn't know this feature existed, or that one. Like, I just love all this stuff I'm learning I can do.
It was really cool kind of watching everybody grow, especially that first week. Everyone was so timid when it came to anything. Just simple commands and stuff was kind of freaking them out, to watching them now, like even watching the projects team and stuff, talking about like pushing stuff on Git, being able to like kind of come up with a mechanic on their own, and within minutes just kind of formulate a way around it, or a way that they're going to achieve that mechanic, is a really cool thing to see. It's incredible just how fast a lot of these guys have been improving their skills over such a short period of time.
What I would do with this knowledge that I've gained here is, something that we're lacking, I think, is training programs. I've learned in this course, in this program, that there's a lot more to Unity and working with this than just building video games. So I've realized that you can use Unity to create like a virtual reality training program that would be extremely beneficial for many different industries across, like let's say like the automotive industry, like mechanics and stuff like that, to the medical field, even in tourism. I dealt with a lot of training in the tourism industry, and I feel that just creating a program in virtual reality would not only help the companies cut costs on training programs, but also it would help training people in a more uniform way, in a more accurate way.
For example, in our restaurant, we had an automated system. It was just a user interface for inputting orders. Using that and being in the industry, I was pretty frustrated with how archaic it was, and I felt like before I even knew coding, I felt like I could improve upon that.
If I could pick one thing right now, I would love to try to get into this XR field, because it just has so much potential to be able to have the virtual reality, and beyond that, augmented reality. And some companies already use this augmented reality system. Like when you go to Amazon and you want to buy a new speaker, and they're like, do you want to see it in your room? And it's like, no, I want it in my room. But yeah, I guess I could see it in my room first. It's like window shopping. But the potential of it seems endless. And I'm a pretty creative guy. I'd like to think anyways. And it really excites me to think what I could possibly do in the future.
For me, one of my big goals coming out of Game Dev HQ, and one thing I really look forward to diving into, is like augmented reality and virtual reality experiences. And I think that there's a lot of room to use that here in our community, especially for things like, even if we were gonna look at like maybe at the state level, doing simulations for like maybe the medical field, or simulations for like even police training. Those could definitely be things that could be done.
I will thank you to the state of Hawaii for making this program possible for me and everybody else that are in this program. I know it is a life-changing program for a lot of us, and I really hope that this program keeps going, not only for myself, but also for future people to come in and gain these skills to change the face of the workforce in Hawaii.
Thank you so much, and we hope to keep this program going for 2021 and hopefully for years to come.
I hope that this program keeps going. I think a lot of people that doesn't have employment right now could benefit from this program, learning something practical, and investing in Hawaii's future in this program is, I think, very beneficial.
I thank you for this life-changing opportunity and giving me hope in a situation that has been very bleak for me and my family.
Thank you so much for listening to what I had to say about the program. Game Dev HQ really is changing lives. It's an amazing program, and please, 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 if you could allow other people in our community to take advantage of this program the way that I've been able to take advantage of this program, because it's really set me up for a much easier and better future.
Thanks for watching the video. Thanks for the opportunity that we've been given thus far on the program, and for myself and for at least 50 others so far, I hope the program continues for a long way, because there's a lot of people really benefiting from this.
So ACI, EDAH, State of Hawaii, City and County of Honolulu, Game Dev HQ, thank you very much for this opportunity. Much mahalo for helping us create a more self-sustaining island, heal our economy and our spirits. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so I just want to say thank you to Game Dev HQ and the State of Hawaii for providing this incredible opportunity. Hopefully this opportunity will help jumpstart the next chapter of my life, as well as the other interns' lives, down a new career path.
Thank you so very much. I really hope that we can continue this program. If we help people, the people of Hawaii, branch out and move like more towards these industries that can be worked from remotely, and also just helping other people out there like myself who've been displaced by COVID. And without this program, I don't know where I'd be right now, honestly. I would probably still be on unemployment, a little lost, trying to plan my future, but this program has changed all of that for me, honestly. I know where I'm at, I feel comfortable where I am, and for the first time in a long time, I'm really hopeful for my future.